Hi friends, this is Vema Reddy. Today I have explored one of the interesting Boomi feature that is documenting the Boomi processes. So that's as part of the Boomi's latest AI capabilities, Boomi has come up with an auto documenting the process. It's called Boomi Scribe. I think some of you might have already been uh, notice this feature, but I'm just looking at this for the first time. It looks so interesting for me. So I thought of uh, sharing on video how does it works. So this Boomi Scribe is basically look at the process and list out all the meta details, and then it will just give you the describe the process, a list of components, all the metadata. You can see that with Boomi Scribe, what you can do is you can generate the process documentation and paste it into your content management systems. Content management systems like would be now recently, we will be using Confluence most of the times for the documenting all the process related and all organization related documentation will be hosting on the Confluence. So we can generate automatically the process documentation by giving the process, and then it helps you and also saves you a lot of time, and it's avoid a lot of correction typo errors. And you can also have an ability to export there is a .dxe file format, so we can use with this to open and directly paste it into your content management tools. So there is a quick short video also available here as part of the Boomi help documentation. And you can see these are the list of the sections. The Boomi automated generate document generation have these many sections will be there: overview, process diagram, whatever the diagram that will be visible on the process canvas will be shown here. Process metadata, it talks about how many number of shapes, version, a sub process, like all these things, business context and process steps and functions. So it talks about high level flow, how does it helps. So advantage of here would be it basically reduce a lot of time to write your own documentation. And it's just fraction of seconds it takes you to just document your process and reduce all typo and grammatical errors. So with this one, you can use this AI tool to document not only the existing processes that you have created, and also there is one more API, the new um, AI tool that automatically generates the Boomi processes, designing the workflows, Boomi processes with simple language. With that, also you can generate the Boomi process. That also, those kind of processes also you can generate the documentation, both as well as the existing as well as the processes that were generated by AI. So you can see just you just need to write something like generate documentation. As soon as you put hash, so you'll get all, it automatically scan um, uh, your your process like your component explorer within your account, and then it lists out all the process, and selecting the specific process, it automatically generate all the documentation. So let's quickly jump it to save the time. I already created a simple process. What this simple process is basically do, it just reads this kind of XML file, and it just based on the giving the specific item ID, it will return the specific item. So what I just quickly walk you through what this process is doing. So first I build a sub process here to see how the documentation is going to be generated at the sub process level. So here I just put some hard-coded stub data with all the list of items, and then split the each item by. So I also mentioned the labeling for each and everything to see how does it comes. And then it loads each item into the cache, and I indexed based on the item ID. Okay, so the item ID and its XML profile, the profile structure would be like this here. It's a very simple, straightforward. I just want to see how does it generate one. So once it once it loads all the items into a cache, I'm going to query from the cache based on the item ID provided by the main process with DPP item ID. So that item I'm just returning. It's very simple and straightforward. And I'm just setting in the main process, I'm just giving that dynamic process property item ID. For example, now I'll give the value as 987 and this value will be returned. So if you see, if I just quickly test this process, right? So it just executes this process and sets the item ID, and then it pass this item ID to the sub process, and sub process will be returning the specific item that you requested. So this is a high level what this process, but I wanted to generate a documentation. How does it looks like? So now let's see. Okay, I have said, let's see the execution and then we'll generate this one. You can see the process property was set as 987 and then it goes into the sub process and then it returns the item that matching this one. There is no typical logic we return. It's very simple and straightforward. I just use the document cache to split it and filter it and query the required item ID based on the document cache. So that's the only thing is here. But if I just go to use this document auto document capability feature, right? So you just need to go to AI here. Once you go to AI here, it will automatically log in with your account ID. In case if you don't see this icon, probably you might need to enable this with your administrator. So you just need to accept terms and conditions. And you can see there are a lot of AI tools are available. So one of the tool we are going to use is this one, because this is what the AI capability name is, Boomi Scribe. These are like different uh, uh, AI tools are being released, but we will just look at the first documentation one. So as soon as it's clicked on here, you can see documentation for it came, but it's not allowing, it's not automatically showing me the list of process, but you just delete the hash and then type it again hash. So then it will trigger you to load all the process content. So now let me select the main process. So once I select main process and just click on submit button, you can see it's going to generate the process documentation for get item. So it will give you the all the details, like first is process diagram. How does it look like in the Boomi canvas here? How does it look like in the Boomi canvas? Okay, you can see the documentation for process. It gives an overview, but I did not specify any description for this. Probably if you might specify the description also, it will show all the things. So you can see that this process gets designed to retrieve item data from sub-process. It starts by sending item ID document property, then calls retrieve item by ID sub-process. So I did not nowhere mention like, all this description anywhere. It automatically understand the process and what property you are passing. Okay, based on the labels that we define here, you can see set item ID, retrieve item ID. So by scanning your process and then it understand what this process is doing, and then it documents in each and everything. You can see the process diagram was replicated as same as here, and then it was giving the metadata, like it was giving the what is the process name, version, when was created, like where is the folder path, how many shapes are there, like in how many sub process, what the sub process name, like all the things, any map components are there. In my case, there is no maps are being created. That's why you can see number of map components is 0 and the map component value showing as. So you can see business context because we did not specify any business context. So you can see all the steps. First we have start, and then we have document properties, and then we have process call, and it just giving the process call link also, and then you can see final summary. So final summary is all telling about what this process is doing. So once you, if you, and I was expected that it automatically loads the sub process and then sub process documentation also will be generated, but it's not the one. Probably we will expect sub Boomi to enhance this functionality down the line. But if you want to download this, and you can just download this document. So I already downloaded here, like the Word document will be, docx file will be generated, and you can copy and paste also. If you want anything in Word document, something, you can just copy and paste this one. But you want to, if you want to generate the sub process documentation, but again, go to the same process here. Okay, if you don't see that one, right, what you can do, let me try with other option. So it's asking to get the URL. So now let me copy this URL. Let me see whether it will generate within the URL. Just click on add. Okay, I think it's not telling like what it's supposed to do. It did not able to identify. So it automatically document generate for process. I think it will understand plain English. You can see it automatically identifies the process name based on the link I given, and then you can see it is going to generate the documentation for the sub process as well. So that way it will help you to reduce your a lot of time, and it will be like in a proper way of documenting all the things with minimal details. And additional logic you wanted to document, you can just alter this documentation, so that will save a lot of time and increase the productivity. So you can just download and embed it. If you want to put all in one document, you can just copy and paste, and then you can create one document for one integration with all the subsections and all each sub processes. So that's how it looks like, pretty interesting. Okay, I think that's what I wanted to explain in this. Thank you. If any questions, please update me in the comment. Thank you.